So Monica Berg from the Kabbalah Center of New York had run a workshop called Rethink Love. And I did it many years ago. And so I'll share from it. I took notes. Maybe it's 4 years ago, 5 years ago. So relationships with me will inform all engagement and relationships externally. So the inner relationship. Basically, I can't give what I don't possess. So me to we maintaining a me while connecting and navigating those connections, and also continuously elevating love. We is we. So it keeps evolving and growing with us. Centered in me, my mind, body, soul. There's a physical core that needs care. So it's movement or rest. There's community, uplifting, accepting, friendship. There's stopping negative coping, and there's presence, nervous system regulation, to be here with ourselves, not escaping, not avoiding, not in fear, not closed off. This is all about being versus doing to feel better. For example, attentive or a good listener, inviting every exchange to meet me on my terms is not requiring a partner to make me feel whole or okay. And also we have to remember feedback is not validation. Like, it's not the same thing. Otherwise, one, I'll sacrifice who I am to be a part of something, or two, I'll blame others for the lack I had all along. So just because someone responds to something doesn't mean that what we think is true. And so we have to start to feed back with ourselves. First of all, I'm going to share now the workshop portion. There was some questions. She said, what do I want in life? And I wrote about it. I said, I want meaning, learning, growth, awareness and understanding and knowing of myself. Connecting with God, gratitude, healing, relief, peace, orgasms, unconditionally loving people, helping people, great conversations, authenticity, speaking my truth and self-acceptance, deep listening, being comfortable in my skin, and new friends. The next question is, can I make myself happy? So sunshine, nature, surroundings, good food, good music, good meditation, reaching out with bids for attention from people I meet on the way, exploring, seeking. What do I dread? Do I know what excites me? Expanding my consciousness, feeling unity, being appreciated, nonviolent, compassionate, peaceful warriors. Laughing, staying whole as living, being informed by death. Play, dance, stories, imagination and painting, inventions, art, buoyancy, fluidity, masculine and feminine energies, and ending terrorism. What do I dread? The whole, merge, self, and annihilation, ceasing to exist, burning alive, drowning, attacked by a wild animal, swarmed by bugs, insulting someone, losing my independence, being someone I don't like or love or accept in my becoming, torture, and becoming paralyzed. What are my decisions based on? Like outside influence, comfort, least effort, or deep self-awareness? And I wrote intuition, prayer, meditation. I want to back up and say decisions can be based on outside influence or comfort, but could be both, and could be what requires the least effort or all of the above. And also it could be deep self-awareness, or it could be all of the above or some combination. Anyway, so intuition, peace and sustainability and joy, prayer, meditation, comfort, novelty, intentions, optimization and efficiency, body sensations, themes, moods, synchronicities, premonitions, and security. Change occurs when I put myself out there without knowing when I'm going to get back. That's where we actually become someone new without needing something to come back to us. It's not conditional. It's actual growth. And we lean in with curiosity and warmth. We're actually meant to coexist and be touched and grow with someone, appreciating the roles we give others or that they accept, operate from, as we focus on what we do want, not what we don't. And we need to feed ourselves or we're not going to exist. There's a self that needs, attention. And if we always need external feedback, we won't learn how to get feedback internally. And relationships that work are the ones that we work on. So that includes ourselves. What we find uncomfortable today might be unbearable in 10 years. So that's called radical change. If we stop expecting people to be perfect, we can accept and love them as they are. First, we might overemphasize their good and de-emphasize the bad. And then second, we might flip that, like start overemphasizing the bad, de-emphasizing the good. And then there's integration and balance. Oh, they're just another person. And if we look at we can cherish these delusions, because the relationship will take us to somewhere better than here if it's the right person, whether, entitlement, then buyer's remorse, expecting someone to love me enough for the both of us, or transactional consumerism. These are all unsustainable. And so sometimes when we look at difficult decisions, we have to say, what will matter in 10 minutes or 10 months or 10 years? Versus the next illusion, which is like, this person's holding me back and preventing me from meeting the right one. And I might say, well, where I see myself in 10 years, I might see myself with somebody else. But then, don't I want to be the version of me that would be happy with this somebody else in 10 years? So maybe we still have to go inward instead of just always thinking that someone else is stopping us from being happy. Everything we want from a partner or want them to be like is really areas we can do for us and become that for ourselves. Then we'll only attract in and match with that, because we're offering the things we want to receive, maybe, or there's a version we want to become that can match what someone is aligned to support in me if we're really being ourselves. Change is a constant companion. It's called comfortable discomfort. And that's being okay with the change, adapting, pivoting. Looking for opposition in a partner is ideal because it challenges us, reminds us, reflects us. We get a mirror, not just seeing differences as personal. We actually learn how to tolerate and have a range. Embracing the change and the differences allows us to reach our dreams. And it's inevitable because it could be whether it's manipulating and shaping or gently coaxing and allowing. We can also learn to ask for what we want when we're interested in seeing opportunities. Even if we're not perfect, we don't have to stay in a victimhood, scared of our change or scared of our mirror, maintaining unassailable consciousness, even when rejected, attacked, or judged. For example, the wise man gets more from his enemy than a fool gets from his friend. We're willing to be transformed by things, and they change us for the better. 3 things to talk about here, though, is guilt. I did something bad, therefore I'm afraid how I'll be judged for it, both by me and others. Shame. I'm bad. Not only did I do something bad, but I'm a bad person. When you find out the truth, you'll reject me. And blame. You're responsible for how I feel. So these are 3 areas. Basically, when we have fear of being vulnerable, it's overridden by self-permission. We release the shame that requires believing we're allowed to want. What do we want? Wanting, and 2, wanting enough to ask, not expecting the mind reading. We get to be honest and open and not obsess anxiously about others, what we want, about what they want from us or desire from us. And we learn how to stand on our own and 2 feet and make good choices, trust ourselves, and release who we thought we're supposed to be. And literally, it's like a relationship with ourselves. We're not blaming, shaming, or guilting ourselves anymore. Nothing that happened to me tainted me. What I do with my experience is entirely in our control. When we're shame-based, we care too much about what others think. We repress until we explode. And there's a sea of broadening, widening resentment every time we deny ourselves what we want or we're unwilling to ask. So the first times we experienced shaming was when I wrote, for me, she was saying, is when we started having these shame about shame. So for me, it was when I was crying, my father would mock me when I went to bed, when I didn't want to eat what I was told to, when I was having a need for attention, when I was afraid of being alone in the dark with a man I didn't know in an unfamiliar place, and my appetite and getting the answer wrong and wanting affection. And I've been ashamed later on after that of wanting cuddles, someone to hold me when I cry, someone to make creative things because they're inspired by how they feel about me, someone to accompany me to difficult appointments and tasks. And things I was ashamed about also were not wanting to go to school or therapy, or for being excited to go to activities and entertainment for long enough, not just an hour before they close, wanting privacy and space. And stop here and wish you the best. Bye.